Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and very excited to let you know that currently and coming up from the time of this video posting, we have Hinderer XM-18 3.5 skinners in stock. I have not hidden the fact that I'm very nostalgic about this knife. When we first became Hinderer dealers, our first batch of Hinderers was XM-18 3.5 skinners and Bowies. And I absolutely fell in love with that skinner shape. It was the first time they had done it. And I put one in my pocket, but way back then I was broke as could be, and somebody eventually came along after we had sold them all and wanted to buy the one out of my pocket, and I had no choice but to sell it. And it has been from then until now, which has been 9 years, roughly, since they've made the skinner again. So in the regular 3.5. So I now have one in my pocket, which is this one. And the only thing I want to do is change that out, the orange G10, and it will be complete for me. This is an awesome knife. Love the skinner, love the way it looks, love the way it flips. Everything about it is fantastic. This batch of them they did, I do believe, is S45. Yes, it is. This is on the trial-way pivot system, so great action flipping. But you can also switch it over to phosphor bronze or Teflon. Give you a little something here. So some specs on this thing. We are 8¼ inches overall. We do have that 3.5-inch skinner blade, which is beautiful. And let's see what else. We're 5.6 ounces. So I give you a little, this is direct from the Hinderer website here, but just the skinner blade grew from Rick's appreciation of the old frontier style butcher knives that had the same type of forward blade design. The skinners were the workhorse of any ranch or farm and was the go-to when meat had to be put on the table. So it is definitely, there's no doubt. I mean, it is a workhorse of a knife, and that you can tell. But some other things I like about it, just some cosmetic things that really do, some people may appreciate and some people won't. But I absolutely love the blade style. I think it fits that Hinderer XM-18 3.5 frame really, really nicely. I love on the skinner that when it's closed, you kind of get these lines that follow, and you get this sort of half harpoon on here, which fills out the back swoop of that skinner blade. I just think it when it's closed, aesthetically, I think it's a beautiful knife, and not the regular XM-18. I'll show you. This is one from my collection. This is, I believe, a Spanto, but you know, it doesn't follow those same lines. But they're both damn good looking, but this just adds some character to it, kind of like a harpoon does, but this doesn't have that harpoon going all the way up. It follows that line there more. The other thing that I'll note about this knife is straight out of the box, and I'm nervous about doing this because we're 3 minutes in on this video already, but straight out of the box, these were, I've been carrying this a while and using it. These were absolutely wicked sharp. I even did a video on Instagram showing me shaving some of my leg hair straight out of the box. So Hinderer has stepped up their sharpening to another level, and they've really crushed it on these skinners. Every single one we've checked out, because customers often ask us to do that, has been wicked damn sharp right out of the box. So kudos to Hinderer for doing that. But once again, just the great action, great size, as always on the XM-18 3.5. Really good fit in the hand. Just a fantastic everyday, perfect size carry, which is what the Hinderer XM-18 3.5 in general is all about. It's just a great, hard use, everyday carry knife that's that perfect size. So I think that's about it. We may try and do some edits on this and put in some other stuff showing it cut. We'll see if I can make that work. It'll be first time in a long time doing that. But anyway, we've got a few in stock now, and we've got more that we're hoping to launch hopefully tomorrow. But it's the XM-18 3.5 skinner, and it's available at usamadblade.com. All right, so I'm back. One of the things I didn't mention on the skinner is I swear this kind of half a harpoon puts that extra weight towards the top and I swear it does give even better action to the XM-18 3.5. So what I've done here, this is just some of the stuff, returns, things like that, some of the things that, this is something I think Nick shipped us something in. But anyway, some materials you guys are probably familiar with. Just want to show off. I mean, these things, I think that if you've ever cut these things, you know, they can be a little nasty to cut, and cut through that with ease. Thought I'd show a standard USPS box. It gives you a good idea on the feel of it. I mean, just absolutely no problem shredding right through this. Not the best angle. Sorry for making you dizzy. So that took us down an edge. Let's just go across it here through the tape. I'm at a weird angle, but I mean, when I tell you they have done a great job with this edge, I'm not kidding. Here's a little bit different box. I don't know what this box is from, but let's go ahead and cut a chunk off of it, and then we'll just cut through this. And you can see that's thicker, and that's just going straight through the tape. We'll start on this end and go start through the tape. And guys, I'm not struggling with this that much. It's mostly the weird angle that I'm at. But I mean, absolutely crushing it through cardboard, which is probably one of the worst things for a blade. So, you know, damn sharp right out of the box. Crushing it on that. All right, folks, one of the things that it said about the Hinderer Skinner is that it's great for on the ranches and farms and things like that for getting meals on the table. So, hey, why not? We're gonna test it out, chopping up this London broil. I do not typically advise using folders in the kitchen. I think they are best for, damn, that went through very smooth. I think they are best for, or kitchen knives, chef knives are best for the kitchen. But you know what? Why not? And we're using it on the toughest piece of meat you can think of, which is a London broil. And I like to chop these up pretty small, get the most of the fat off of them, and turn them into Mexican street tacos. So, guys, it's going through this thing like butter. You got a little roll of fat going through the middle of this thing here, but pulls right through that. Hoping y'all can see that all right. I usually chop this pretty thin. You can tell I'm not used to doing this with such a small blade. It's like I said, I'm usually using my chef knives, but I'll get a row full of strips here. And a little awkward trying to do this at the right angle for the camera. So, decent. I mean, that's pulling through that, and we've got some tough lines of fat here and here, and it is pulling through that pretty easy. I'm having to go back, kind of just get the bottom line of that fat, but I'd be doing that with a chef knife too. So basically what I do is just get strips on this thing. This is probably more than I should have done. And then, forgot to grab a plate. So move this chunk off for a minute. And then I'll take the strips and just, this might end up making this video too long, so I'll see if I can edit it. I'll take these strips and cut them into smaller strips. And anybody who wants to talk about my butchering skills, please realize I'm definitely in an awkward position here. Oh shoot. Yeah. Luckily that's clean too. Just cleaned up everything in here for this. Yeah. And I get a row of them all stripped up here. And normally I would just, probably should have just done what I normally do, which is turn the cutting board. And then just start in. Let me get these couple fatty pieces out of here. And then just not the sturdiest table. I also usually do this on the counter. This is our little faux island that we put in here until we decide what we want to do with this kitchen. So a little awkward on that end too. But I get these things cut up pretty small, and I gotta say, the skinner's tearing right through it. I mean, with ease. So you can tell I've got an old habit putting that finger forward when I'm cutting up meat. I always have. There's a nasty chunk. That's a little too much fat on some of that lining through it. But I mean, this just crushed through this pretty darn easily, especially for a folder, and especially considering I'm kind of in an awkward position doing it. So, very impressed. I mean, I'd say in a pinch, if needed, you're gonna have no problem using the Skinner blade for food prep. Definitely, it's gonna have no problem cutting up any kind of meat. I feel sure processing a deer is gonna be about the same with this. It's gonna go through it pretty damn well. But great job from Hinderer. Wicked sharp out of the box. It's the XM-18 3.5 Skinner. We hope you'll go over to USA Made Blade and check them out.